Hello and welcome everyone again into another video. Today's video we will make an updated guide to the top teams in the Open Great League. The meta has shifted slightly, and some Pokemons I've seen like more than frequently. Like I did not expect Shadow Gligar to be around, and I've seen quite a few. It's actually so good into breaking so many of the common codes in the current Great League meta. And the Fury Cutter buff was just good enough to push back Gligar again. I think like the moveset is not as ideal. Like you have Aerial Ace, Dig, both are horrible charge moves. Aerial Ace is fine, I would say at best, but Dig is just definitely horrible. So we're not going to talk about everything here, but I've seen Araquanid coming back to the meta, and I think it's simply because people are using fire with grass coverage, and Araquanid is kind of breaking this core. What else? Dusknoir does exist, but some people prefer Dusclops over it because whatever you want Dusknoir to do, Dusclops can do it. Dusclops, which one? The second version can do it without the need to use a shield. Like this guy is more like he requires this Dusknoir guy requires shields, and he dies pretty fast. So if you want like you need a fast move pressure, you go with Lops, with Noir, the third evolution. If you want a charge move coverage Pokemon like just a spammy and tanky, you go with the second evolution. Credeli and Claydol like kind of being used much less, which I'm kind of happy. I don't like those two Pokemons. It's just like they are like so noob friendly that if your opponent can play as badly as possible and they still win because Rock Tomb was just is a busted charge move. The main Pokemons in the meta now is like Shadow type Lotion, and everything is built around it. So that's why we see that Drapion is as strong as it was, and it seems that the nerf did not affect it any much. Universe Stunfisk actually is meta. Lapras still good. Tinkaton is still good. Jumpluff, at the beginning of the season, Jumpluff kinda was pushed out of the meta because people wanted to try the new buffed Pokemons, but now we see that Jumpluff is making a comeback. And for many reasons. I mean, it's still safe into Drapion, still good into Lapras. Gligar matchup isn't even bad because Gligar has a Fury Cutter. I mean, Fury Cutter is neutral technically. They Gligar to Aerial Ace, you can threaten them with Acrobatic, and Clodsire is kind of has a play now more like than in the past. So let's talk about the top performing team, but wait. But if we take a look at PvP, you see that Clodsire is still number one. It's more like because it's just tanky and has good charge move coverage, followed by Diggersby, Fortress, Lapras, Jellicent, Corsola, Dusclops. You see that there's the three ghosts. That's actually insane. Three ghosts in the top 7. Gligar is there, Samaranth is there, Gligar, Non-Shadow, Clodsire again. I think this is the Stone Edge version. Jumpluff, Feraligatr, Dusknoir. Now, Feraligatr is 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 better water types. So expect Samaranth to be not like, don't be like, oh, Feraligatr is top 13. No, it's the 4th best water type. So I mean, that's mean there are literally 3 that are better. But for like the top performing teams in this season, Lapras is still OP, it's still insane, still incredible of a Pokemon, and there are like 2 common teams, I would say. Well, this is not like a common team, but this core is very common here. Lapras with Tinkaton, and whatever third you prefer. I do prefer Corsola as like this is kind of a noob-friendly tanky team where like you just rely on too much bulk. And you have Lapras with Drapion and Gligar. This team is way more common than the first one, and Gligar is like just kind of, like a generalist in the current meta that can punish so many Pokemons. But my favorite Pokemon to use, to be honest, is Ferret. I freaking love Ferret. It's so good of a safe swap. So Ferret teams are like, you use Ferret as the safe swap. Don't lead Ferret, please. You lead either of those, or either of those. Usually it's Jumpluff in the lead with Ferret safe swap. Literally it's a while here it's a Prime Ape in the lead with Ferret and the safe swap. Nothing like too difficult about this team other than it's kind of Ferret, like Ferret teams in general are weak to Tinkaton, so that's something you need to be aware of. As far as a Dragonite, I've seen like a Dragonite being used a lot, and that's because Dragonite can punish those teams that don't do fast move pressure to Dragonite, the Mud Slappers, the Fury Cutters, because Fury Cutter is resisted, right? So all these Pokemons like get melted down by Shadow Dragonite. What does Shadow Dragonite do other than that? That's pretty much it. It's a kind of an RPS Pokemon, but if Shadow Dragonite wins lead, you should be winning the game. And it does so much damage in so little time that the opponent will struggle to have a good play against you. So that's like the main thing. I think it's called the snowball effect. You win the lead and then you just snowball them. As far as the Dragonite, the best pairs with the Dragonite are like Lapras, Blastoise, Tinkaton. Those three, you need to have one of those three. And the other one, you could just go with any safe swap of your choice. You could go Ferret, you could go Clodsire. And now, moving into the Beast himself, the strongest Pokemon currently, which is Typhlosion. Why Typhlosion is so good? The answer is easy. It destroys every Pokemon with a Fury Cutter. That's literally the answer. It's the ultimate counter to Fury Cutter users, and it can still have a decent play in the neutral matchups. It has a great play if you sneak an Incinerate here and there. So that's like the main thing. As far as Typhlosion, you're weak to the Mud Slappers, so you need to have at least a hard counter to the Mud Slappers. So here we have Jumpluff, here we have Serperior. And then you have a neutral play as the safe swap. Here you have a Lapras safe swap, and here you have Ferret as the safe swap. And one of the OG Pokemons from like 3-4 seasons ago, Kanto Marowak, which is expected to get a nerf with Gastrodon after August, after Anaheim or the championship. I think they want to nerf Mudslap. But yeah, if you built one and you want to use it, I think it's time. Hey, it's about to get nerfed, okay? Get some use out of it. I've used the double Mudslapper team, Talonflame with Gastro and Kanto Marowak. You need the Shadow, but I prefer Diggersby here, to be honest, and that's because Diggersby can have a play against the Ghosts. The triple ground team is kind of a scuffed to use, to be honest, but hey, I understand that it's so good. And you're using 3 good Pokemons, but if you play against a grass lead or an ice lead, you're pretty much gonna lose the entire game. Sable guy, it's so weird to use, because whatever you want to use Sableye for, other Pokemons can do it better. Like if you want to use Sableye, I mean, why don't you use Scizor and, you know, have a stronger Pokemon? That's the main thing. It's still good. Don't get me wrong. Fortress was expected to be the strongest Pokemon in the Great League meta, and now it's being shifted into Scizor. People are using Scizor much better. But if you want to use Fortress, you need to make sure you have a great answer to the fire. So we have Diggersby here, while here we have 2 counters. This is like more of an ABC team. This is more like an ABB team. Whichever you choose. Now moving into Dusclops, but before we talk about Dusclops, I want to mention that Araquanid has a great play. In fact, I was watching the Pokemon Go the other day, and he was using Araquanid, and he was punishing so many people with Araquanid. It feels like Araquanid is kind of good in the current meta, because so many Pokemons get punished by this Pokemon. It has Bug Bite, Water Pulse, and the other move I think is Bug Buzz or Bubble Beam. You use Araquanid in those double. You could use it in those double bug teams because she's kind of the bug that can beat the fire. Remember that it has Water Pulse, it has Bubble Beam, so it has a move that can hit all the fire with super effective moves. So that's like the main thing about it. Dusclops is still one of my favorite Pokemons to use in the current Great League meta. Or even Alder League. I use this Pokemon in every league. Tinkaton, people thought it fell off. It didn't fell off. It was just overrated, and now it gets to the perfect rating for it, which is a Pokemon that is as good as Lapras in so many cases, which is like a good safe swap. Well, I don't think it's a good safe swap. I think it's a Pokemon where if you want to get use out of it, you have to use another Pokemon that can bait out its counters. So you pair it with Lapras as an example, and Lapras will be able to bait out. I don't know if it will be bait out, but this season, Steel Fairy Pokemons are insanely OP. Like look at Master League, we have Zacian with insane amount of CP beating out everything. Same goes for Tinkaton. It's so good. The Mud Slappers are tough, but I've seen Tinkaton beating the Mud Slappers, to be honest. Now, as far as Sizer, there is two ways you can go. You can go the Gastro path, which is like basically RPS, hard hitting. You can go the Diggersby safe swap path with the Dedenne in the back. Dedenne, people fear Dedenne the most, man. This Pokemon is so freaking strong that it's just becoming slowly the most obnoxious Pokemon. If you pair it with Ferret or Lapras, and the other two is up to you. What makes it good? It's basically Parabolic Charge. Parabolic Charge now increases his defense. So every time he uses it, he increases his defense and become tankier and tankier and tankier. So that's like the main thing about it. As I said, Credeli is still good, but there is so many Fury Cutter Pokemons that are punishing this Pokemon from being viable. So if you want to use Credeli, by the way, Credeli here is the safe switch. With this team, you lead Kanto Marowak. With this team, you lead Fortress. Corviknight, let's just wait for its community day and then don't use it before. These are some tap teams, like you just rely on tankiness and you don't care about bulk. This is more like a fast move Pokemon where like you just 2-shield Annihilate, similar to Dragonite playstyle, and rely on 2 bulky Pokemons in the back to carry you through the fight. And that's pretty much it for the Great League. Thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, night, or whatever you're having. Before we head out, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.